said unto his disciples, let us cross over to the other side. What is up? What is up? What is up? Everyone, everyone, everyone. It is another day, another time, and another week for your and my favorite Monday night show. And I'm not talking about Monday night football. I'm talking about Real Talk Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored on tonight. We are still in I Survived This season. And tonight, y'all, I got a legend up in the building. And I do not use that term lightly. I have a legend up in the building. I have Big Tip up in the building. So I'm excited about having her on here. She is a poet. She is a mother. She is an award-winning poet. Let me put some respect on her name. An award-winning poet. And she's a speaker as well because she is going to be speaking at an event of a good friend of ours, which we'll talk about very shortly as well. So, you all, after this little interlude in my Cheryl Renee voice, we will the next space you will see is that of my favorite poet and one of my favorite poets. And if it ain't your favorite poet yet, it'll be one of yours too. Big Tip. Hello, hello, hello. How are you, Big Tiff?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's been going on with you?
I already had a daughter, but now I have another. So I'm a new mom. So I do that full time, of course, and I work, and I'm still working on my poetry, of course. So
I feel that. I feel that.
busy.
Yeah, for real. Busy, busy. But I love it. We love what we do. So it doesn't really
Oh,
feel like work. So when I say, I want you to tell the people a little bit about you, then we're going to go into this conversation tonight.
okay. Well, my name is Tiffany Marie. I am a spoken word, award-winning spoken word poet from St.
Right.
Louis,
Put some
Missouri.
respect on it. Award winning.
From St. Louis, Missouri, and I travel and do what I do, and hopefully soon I will be on the stage near you.
You all, when I started planning out my show and I realized that my birthday weekend ended on a Monday. Well, the day after my birthday was on a Monday. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I had to have Big Tip up in the building to close out my birthday weekend.
Yeah,
Legit.
let's do this. Exciting.
So we're gonna have this conversation. Tell me a little bit about when I say the word "I survived it." What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Um, s- Literally, the first thing that comes to my mind is the survive part of the I survived it. The survive. Um, it makes me think of all the things that I survived. So.
Thanks. So, okay, we know you said it makes you think of all the things that you survived.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you a chance now to give my listeners a little bit of your survival story. Like, give us one.
Okay. Um, Growing up as a young little girl, I was always like afraid to talk, speak ask questions, do anything. It was hard. My family was really, I was really different from my family. Like I was not like them in ways. And I was always considered like an outcast, to me anyway. And I remember feeling like I didn't belong in the family that I was born into. I remember feeling like I couldn't express myself, like I was just getting made fun of. I was never comfortable. I just didn't feel like I fit very well. I went through a time of depression really, really young. Um, because I just felt so different from everybody. I always stayed so secluded. Me and my mom were never really close, so that wasn't an outlet that I had. And I experienced a lot of emotional abuse from my family because of how different I was. So I went through a period of suicide, of wanting to end my life, of wanting to call it quits because I just didn't feel like I deserved to be here. I didn't feel like, I felt like, why be here and be made fun of, just for being different or for speaking up about things that I felt a certain type of way about. Um, so I attempted a couple times. I did. And it was very unsuccessful, of course, because I'm still here today. But it opened my eyes to a lot of things because even in that moment where I attempted to take my life because I felt a certain type of way, they still laughed at me in that moment. They still made fun of me in that moment. So instead of feeling like, oh, I'm gonna really do it this time. I'm really going to just press this button and it's gonna be the end of it. I just decided to take a different road and I completely separated myself from my family, like completely, like no dealings at all. Barely came to family outings, no family reunions, no holidays, no nothing. And I really wanted to just kind of get back to loving myself because I felt like I didn't have that. I felt like I didn't experience that love that you're supposed to get from your family. Like I never had a chance to experience or even hear my family tell me that they love me. So it just hit a little different. And just knowing that on the verge of wanting to end my life, you're still laughing at me while I'm already down. So you're kicking me while I'm already down instead of realizing how much of an effect as my family you all have on me as an individual in general. And it just never opened anyone's eyes. No one ever realized how much of a effect it had on me. So I just kind of separated myself. I didn't deal with them for a long time. I kind of still don't. Um, just certain ones for sure, but I don't deal with them as a whole. I experienced a lot of abuse and trauma from my family, and it's just some things that I have not moved past, and it's still kind of haunting me to this day. And it's something that I actually have to go to therapy and get help and things to heal from. And I just don't think that family should be something or things that you heal from. It's your family. It doesn't family and healing from your family just don't go
Don't.
in
Yeah,
assistance
you know.
together.
Yeah.
So I definitely had a time where I felt like my life didn't matter. And in that moment, I didn't know what to do. I just wrote a lot. I wrote my feelings down a lot. And I didn't know how to pray. My family was not a praying family. We didn't go to church. We didn't pick up a Bible. No one ever taught me about church. No one ever taught me the word. No one ever taught me how to drop to my knees and pray. No one ever taught me about God. No one ever introduced him into our family. So in that moment, all I knew how to do was talk. I'm talking to whoever's listening. But at the same time that I'm talking, I'm saying, God, please, if you're listening, I need you to, you know, get me through or whatever. I'm not knowing if that's the correct way to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I have some things that I need to get off my chest and somebody's got to be hearing me around here. And it got me through a tough time. I'm still learning about God and how to pray the correct way and how to put it into into my life on a daily. But I definitely survived it. I definitely am still here today. I'm definitely still breathing. I have two beautiful children, and they're both girls. And so it means the world to me to be able to show them that no matter what I went through, no matter what I have gone through and the situations I've been in, y'all mama is a soldier. Okay,
Mhm.
she really doing what she's supposed to do, and she really got through those tough times. So I survived it. I did.
Facts. And it's funny. There's so many things that you said off of that, but one that really stuck out to me was when you said that you didn't know how to pray. So what you did though was you just started having a conversation with God, and you like, look, if you're listening, I don't even know if this is the correct way to do it,
Hmm.
but if you're listening, look, I need some help right now. This is a little hard on me.
Yeah.
The thing that we have to remember is a lot of times we make having a relationship with God so difficult.
Hmm.
A lot of people make it so difficult to where you got to say these long, elaborate prayers. And you got to go through all these different things. All you got to do is just say, in the name of Jesus. And I promise you, it's going to be done. It may not be done in the ways that, in the time frame that you think that it ought to be done. But if
Hmm.
that's all you can say at that moment, God is hearing your prayer. Or, Lord, help me.
Hmm.
God is hearing your prayers. Sometimes where we mess up a lot is we this is something I'm learning. Arthur Nikki Nicole is teaching me is, which is we overthink things a lot. We make things more difficult than they have to be.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, I'm an overthinker. I'm one that I gotta, I'm thinking about all these different things and I'm trying to make it harder than what it is. And since he's like, look, bro, you overthinking this. Like, all you gotta do is, I'm like, that's all I have to do. Like, it's that simple. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what you was just talking about, but all you have to do is this right here. Our relationship with God is the same way. All
Hmm.
we have to do is just ask the Savior to help us, and it's gonna be all right. And one another thing that we have to remember is we have there's different type of families. Just because you blood with somebody does not make you family.
Correct.
And you have that option of picking who your family is. You have that option of, you know what? Look, I know how my family acted. I know what my family did. So because I know what my family did, I'm about to break these generational curses, and
Hmm.
my daughters, my family ain't gonna go through the same thing that I went through.
Yeah.
I refuse to let that happen. It stops with me. So how
Definitely.
did you get to that point?
Realizing that they weren't going to change, realizing that they weren't hearing me regardless of how I was saying it, whether it was written, sang, rapped, typed, talked, spoken, it doesn't matter. It wasn't getting through to anybody. So I felt like, why keep putting myself through all of this heartache, all of these tears, all of this depression, all of this sadness because I want my family to care about my feelings and about me. I want to feel that love from my family. I want to be understood. I want to be heard. I want to feel like I'm not a waste of space.
Hmm.
I don't want to be laughed at. I don't want to be talked about. I don't want to be, you guys are my family. You're supposed to protect me from things like that. However, experiencing it with them made me stronger. It made me realize like I can get through anything. If I'm going to experience it with my family, the next person, if I ever even experience it again, I know exactly how to get through because I've already went through it with the most difficult people I can go through it with. The people who
Right.
I love every day. I had a conversation yesterday with Sheree, and one
Hmm.
thing that she said was one thing we talked about was healing from people that we have to see and deal with on a daily basis.
Hmm.
I had to heal that part of my life. forget it. Forget all the hurt. I had to kind of put it behind me. I had to kind of toss it out and move forward with my life because I was moving really stagnant. I was moving really just, I wasn't happy with my life. So I was making unhappy life decisions and doing things that was not going to put me in position to be great. And so realizing that and having to analyze that on my own and realizing I'm sending myself down to the dirt, tripping off of people who ain't tripping off of me. Worrying about people who ain't worrying about me. Pouring into people's cups and my cup still dry as hell. So like that is what got me to where I am. Just realizing like that's not gonna change. They're not gonna change. They're older. They stuck in their ways. They set. There's nothing about them that's gonna change. So I have to change how I deal with them. I have to change how I react to what they say to me. I have to change the whole definition of love in my eyes because I've never received it. I don't know what it feels like. I didn't even get it from family. So now I have to get my own definition of what love could be, should be, and would be. So
and, that,
heal, healing from that is what got me here.
and that's a good thing. It's not a good thing, but you have that option now
Yeah,
to start a new trend. Your daughters are not gonna have to go through what you went through
yeah,
because their mama went through it already. So basically, you was like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna be a serial real quick. I'm gonna create a visual. Basically, you was like a Moses to your daughters, and you prepared the way for them. You was like, you know what? Look, I already know what y'all about to go through because I've already been through.
hmm,
So let me lead y'all in the
yeah,
direction of where y'all need to go. God helped me get through it. So now let me lead y'all in the direction that y'all need to go.
mm,
And that's amazing how God will use some of our weakest moments, the moments where the devil should have took us out of here.
yes,
And God is just sitting back like, my soldiers ain't gonna fold. My soldiers are still gonna fight. They might sit down for a minute. They might get weak for a minute. But trust and
mm,
believe me, once they get up, devil, they on your head.
yeah,
They on your head.
definitely, definitely.
So here's my next question to you. How did you get to the point to where you realized, you know what, it's either you or me? Which I know you said when you realized that your family wasn't going to change. Did you have to separate yourself from some friends as well that was still living in the same lifestyle and wasn't really ready for the new Tiff that was being birthed? What was that transformation like? Where they like supportive of you, or were they like, you know what, you think you too good for us now?
It was a lot of the you think you too good. You think you're perfect. You think your ish don't stink. And it was never that. It's just, it was, I want to elevate to a different part of my life. And to get there, I have to leave all of this behind. So you either gonna come with me or you not. And what got me to that point was I had one of the biggest fights with my family ever, ever. And it was on my very, very first Mother's Day ever as a mom. And after the fight, when everybody was calm and no more fists was being thrown and things like that, I asked one question to the entire family. And once the question was answered actually truthfully this time, in front of everyone, so there's no misunderstandings, at that moment, I walked away. Because now the truth is out. Y'all know the truth. Now I can go heal this part of my life and I can go and do me now. And I can leave behind any and everything that's still attached to this old me because that's not me anymore. So
You got that closure you needed. It
I
was that
did. I
closure.
did. I did.
It
And
was
it
like,
needed
okay,
I
finally, I
needed
can
it.
shut this book.
The whole family needed it. It was so much of the he say, she say, pointing the fingers, and it was always being pointed to me. So it was a let me clear my name. And then also let me close out this chapter of my life because this can't keep going on. Because now I already have a daughter who sees this, who's seeing this, who's hearing it. This is not the life that I wanted to give my baby girl. This is not what she should be seeing. this is not what love looks like to her, and she should actually see the very healthy version of a loving, caring family. So yeah.
So now that you have gotten to this point to where you are healing, because we're not going to say you completely healed,
Right.
you are healing. How have you gone about starting the new family, like the people that you allow in your inner circle? How have you done that?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm very honest. It's actually pretty shitty. It's actually pretty bad. Um, because I'm still so stuck on the past, and it's so hard for me to move forward. And I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure it out. But because I'm so stuck on the past and the past trauma, it's been hard for me to create that new family. It's been hard for me to have new friends. It's been hard for me to even date, be in relationships. My relationships ain't lasting. Situationships is barely lasting. Like friendships aren't lasting. And I have no idea if it's me. I have no idea if it's them. I don't know, but I can tell you that I have to take some accountability and say it's about 50-50, and I'm not there where I need to be in order to form those new relationships with people. I still have a lot of healing to do, a lot of moving forward. I can say it all day that I'm healing from that, I'm moving forward from that because I'm throwing it to the back of my mind and I don't want to think about it anymore. But in our reality, it's really sitting right on my heart.
Mhm.
It's open. It's really just sitting there. And it's not allowing me to let other people come love me because it's blocking it. Like that family trauma is putting the is it's like the blockage to
Right.
me having new love come in, whether it be friends, new people to consider family, relationships, anything. I'm not really doing well with it.
So it's like basically you're needing to go through an open heart surgery just to get the bull crap out of your heart from the past,
Yeah,
clean it up, dust it off, and then be like, okay, now I'm finally ready to open up my heart again. And
yeah.
that's gonna take time. It's gonna
It
take
it,
time. It's not
it
Rome wasn't built in a day, and that ain't gonna be built in a day either. It
yeah,
didn't
it
take a day
definitely
for your heart to be broken like that, so it's gonna take some time.
it definitely is. But I'm patient and it's worth it. It is.
And you're worth it. Legit, like you are a phenomenal woman. Like you are, like I said, you all, if you all have not heard her poems, go on over there to YouTube and listen to some of them. And when I tell you, and when she gives y'all her Facebook information, go over there to Facebook and listen to some of that poems. And I promise you, you're gonna be sitting back and you're gonna be like, now I see why you have that energy that you have when you are going giving those poems, because that is your release. That's your moment to like let everything out.
Yes, yes. I've actually getting to a point now where in my poetry, I'm able to actually talk about a little bit of the things that I'm going through. Like, I don't really like to talk about specifically my problems in my life. I just kind of like to dance around them so that I can relate to other people. So, like the situation with my family and things that I'm going through, considering myself to be different, like an outcast, I wrote a piece called The Black Sheep because a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people think they're the black sheep in their family. And I'm sure every family has at least one person to be the black sheep. And I really think that I am that person in my family. So I wrote that piece, not specifically to talk about my initial
And
situation, but to dance around it and let other people know, like, just because you're the black sheep don't mean that you're the bottom denominator in your family. So I definitely.
let me tell you, they treated Joseph for like the black sheep, and Joseph ended up being risen up into the palace, and the same ones that did him wrong had to come to him and ask him for things. And Joseph looked at him and said, well, see, I meant for bad. God meant it for my good.
Mm,
So we got to be careful how we treat the ones that we consider the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
because that black seed could be the very one that's got something that you need that's going to help
Mm-hmm.
push you to that next level.
Mm-hmm. Hold, that's that glue that's holding that family together. They just not really looking at it that way. That person is normally the glue.
Facts. So tell us about some of your speaking events that you have coming up, because I know that you are on one in particular.
So I do have a couple of shows coming up. So let me see where we at. We in September. I have a show on October the 11th. It's a F cancer show. So I'll be basically doing a memory piece in memory of my father.
Mm.
He did die 3 days before my birthday. So my birthday is October the 12th. He did die 3 days before. He died on October the 9th, and they have a show about cancer on October the 11th. So I feel like it was a perfect opportunity to go and speak, and then also do something for my dad because I've actually never I haven't been able to show, my emotion towards it since he's passed. So that show I have coming up on the 11th. Um, October 23rd, I'm going to go drive down to Houston so that I can be on one of the biggest poetry platforms right now, which is called Right About Now. So I'm really, really, really hoping that when I go down there and I show them what I got, that I can possibly get a featured spot because that's
You
the
definitely
big.
gonna get a feature spot.
So
We claiming that. You big
yes.
tip. You getting that feature spot.
So that, and then I do have the breaking breaking the silence podcast show. It's next year in March. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I will be speaking there in North Carolina. I've never been there before, so I'm super freaking excited to go. I'm super excited to meet author Nikki Nicole. I'm just super ecstatic about it all. I definitely have some other shows in between, but if without it being in front of me,
Yeah,
I
I got
don't.
you. I got you.
I
Yeah,
can't
and
remember
I'm
what it's
looking forward
called.
to meeting you. I'm
Yes,
looking forward to meeting you because I'm definitely gonna be here in March.
yes.
I'm definitely coming to that show in March.
I'm
So
excited.
I'm
Make
looking
sure
forward
y'all
to that.
there. Fayetteville, March
Yes,
1st,
yes,
2025.
yes. So at this time, we're gonna do what we call shining the light on you, and we're gonna let you tell the people where they can find you at. And after that, I want you to also just encourage somebody that may be going through some of the same things that you're going through right now,
Mhm.
so that they can know that they're not alone.
Definitely. So you guys can find me on all social media at I am Tiffany underscore Marie. That's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that's everywhere. You can also find me on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube under Tiffany Marie if you ever want to listen to any of my poetry. Um, Hopefully I'll be on the stage near you soon. Again, that's all social media at I am Tiffany underscore Marie. And to anyone out there that is just battling with any type of situation, whether it be domestic abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, anything of that sort, do not be afraid to reach out. Do not be afraid to talk to God and let Him lead you in the right direction. Do not be afraid to talk to friends, family, people who you may be in the same group as, but talk about it and let it be known how you feel. Do not hold it in. That is not the healthiest way to deal with anything. And I love everybody.
All right. So we thank you once again for coming on. You will definitely be back. We promise you that. And
Thank you.
as I always say as we close out, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we're looking at is bad. God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, be blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. And I will see y'all next week. Thank you for watching another Reverend JC3 production. We appreciate all of your support. But before you go, here's a clip from one of our favorite episodes this season.
The thing is, when you're talking about I survived it, you got to think of the layers of what you survived and how did you survive in it. You know, being a survivor, some people don't survive what they go through. You know, I am a 6-time attempt suicide survivor.
You can also follow us on every major social media site. And until next week, I'll see y'all.